Let's talk about understanding females 101. So, what I'm about to tell you in this video, bro, I learned throughout the last 3 years about women. Last 3 years. And it's really important that you learn this, honestly. I think it's valuable. Very, very valuable. So, listen carefully to all the words I say. I'm going to bring you like a new sense of understanding of like what women actually want and all these things, which like it's always been a vague thing. You never really know what girls want because girls themselves don't know what they want. I'm telling you, like women themselves, that's the first thing I want you to know. Women do not understand what they want. That is why you should never listen to a woman on dating advice. You should listen to guys who get bitches, not girls. I'm telling you, don't ever listen to a fish on how to catch fish. Listen to the fishermen. Listen to the men who get girls. And the number one thing I want you to never ever do is listen to women on dating advice. Ever. Ever. No religious fucking girl. No, no one. No one. Please. Never. Okay? That's the number one thing, number one rule. Never ever listen to a woman. Never. Okay? It's number one. I'm telling you, like when it comes to dating advice, never. Never. Okay? So that's number one thing. So let's talk about like the other thing about females is what they actually want. So what women actually want, bro, is two types of guys. They want the guy who they just text and this guy gives them validation and they just have this guy as a notification, as validation, as a sense of like are getting attention. And they want a second type of guy, which is the guy who gets to fuck her. This is the guy that I want to be. I don't know about you personally. Like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy that she texts, texting buddy? Do you want to be a texting buddy? Or do you want to be the guy who gets to play with her, like fucking Fortnite? Who gets to go over to her house or her to come over and you guys play Fortnite together? Who do you want to be? No, but seriously, like when you're more of this sexually attractive type of guy, women are down bad for you, bro. They are. I'm telling you this from my own fucking experience. Like women absolutely love a guy. Like they will literally like treat him like a fucking husband when you are the sexually attractive, appealing guy. When you're the guy who's a texty buddy and you're just like, trying to get her obsessed over you when you're not sexy, you're not flirtatious, you're none of these things. Women don't like that, bro. Women absolutely love guys who are flirty, who are charismatic, who are attractive physically, who have a six pack fucking abs. They like want to see your fucking like if when you have a six pack, bro, they want to see your fucking abs like just like all tight and shit while they're getting fucked by you. I'm telling you this, bro, from my own fucking experience that this is what women actually like. Women like this is they have two types of guys they want. They want the guy who's just a texting buddy, that's obsessive over them so they can get extra validation and shit. And they won't cut off this guy because they like the attention. Now, don't get me wrong, women love the attention, but which guy do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy who just texts her, or do you want to be the guy who actually she falls in love with and she wants to get dick down by? Which women only have two choices. It's those two choices. Now you can be a combination of both, right? But you first have to show up as the second guy, the alpha male, the type of guy who gets the girl. You have to show up as that guy. Otherwise, you can't be like the fucking like husband type of material type of guy, sweet guy, of course. But women don't like a guy who's sweet and nice and takes an interest in their hobbies. Women don't give a shit about that guy. If you've ever followed the advice of like, oh, take an interest in her hobbies or ask her questions, like bitches don't give a fuck. Females don't give a fuck. That's the first thing you need to understand about females, bro. Like, besides the fact that never listen to what they want, right? Which women will tell you this advice, right? It's complete fucking bullshit. Why do you think the guy who's an asshole, who's a jock, who's an athlete, gets more bitches than you, bro? Why? Why? You think it's really because he took an interest in her fucking hobbies? No, it's because she wants his dick. It's as simple as that. Honestly, it's biology, bro. Like you can't blame girls for this. This is just their biology. You can either play the fucking game and be happy about the fact that you have now learned this, or you can get mad and hate women, right? Or you can be like me, who loves fucking women and will absolutely adopt the type of personality that gets girls. It's all up to you. So that's another thing that you will need to know about females. They want the biggest, baddest motherfucker they can get. Right? They want the most attractive, sexually highest testosterone types of guys. And not just in sense of like how they look, right? Of course, how they look. Absolutely. Women will get turned on by guys who have more muscles or lean or attractive or jacked, of course. Which by the way, I teach you how to build that physique that women absolutely love that shows that you have high levels of testosterone and dominance. Click that link in the description to check that out. But yeah, women will absolutely like love that type of guy. They absolutely fucking do, bro. The type of guy who's dominant, sexually attractive, all those things. Women absolutely are turned on by this type of guy. Absolutely. Or you can be her texting buddy and never see her in real life, never get to like kiss her at least, or like bro. Even if you don't want to fuck, if you don't want to like bang, religious reasons, right? You still have to be a bit red pilled. You still have to be acting like an alpha male because then women will actually want you. It's in their female. It's just their nature. Okay, it's just their nature. Even religious girls. I'm telling you this from my own experience. Like, I have this me and my friend. So this guy, um, he like literally had sex with a girl who's supposedly supremely religious. She's like morality this, morality that. She's always talking about that shit. She's always posting about like Bible verses and shit. He fucked her, and honestly, he said that sometimes she would like force him to. That's not really religious if you think about it. So just be careful, bro. That's another thing you want to about female nature is that they will lie to you if you're the type of guy that isn't really sexually appealing or the type of guy that's not trying to have sex but trying to be a husband. They will lie to you. They will. Any girl, any fucking girl will lie to you because they know that what they did is wrong and they know that you would judge them for it. So just be careful. That's another thing about females. Like they will lie to you straight up in your face and they will be good at it. If you're not if you're a fucking retard, they'll be good at it. Now if you're a fucking like if you know what you're doing, bro, you're okay. Right? If you know to check out for the signs and shit. All right, let's talk about the next thing about females. So that's the number one thing to cover is like women want two types of guys. It's absolutely true. They want the guy to fuck and the guy to just like kind of be there for emotional support. Whatever the fuck that means. Now let's talk about how women decide whether you're an alpha male or not. So first things first, bro. If you're a hot, fun guy, you're attractive, you're sexy, you're charismatic, you're very confident in yourself, you have a nice six pack abs and like an attractive physique, women immediately see you as a high top tier man. For sure. Now, the way you know if a woman thinks you are this type of guy is if she tests you, if she teases you, if she's very flirty, if she's like saying like, "Oh, I bet you say that to all the girls," or if she's like, very like weirdly rude, but in a like you can tell in her tone that she's not really serious. You know what I mean? Like that's how women like if a woman tests you, like she throws a little bit of shit at you. These are called shit tests. If she throws a little bit of shit at you, it's because she wants to see, can I get under this guy's skin? Can I test him and see if he's like an actual fucking man? If he's like if he's got a big fucking dick. Pretty much it. Like a sign of high testosterone is that you don't really listen to a woman's emotions. You don't take her seriously. When you immediately after you take a woman seriously, what happens? What happens? You fail the test. When you take a woman seriously, you fail the fucking test. We've been told, to take women seriously. That everything they say is supremely serious. I'm here to tell you the fucking truth. 90% of the time, what women say is bullshit. Completely. And when you have this sexist view of women, you get more bitches. Now, this is if you want to actually like want a woman's love and intimacy and you want her to suck you off, you have to be in this type of way. It's just the fucking truth. Now, if you're offended by that, if you're playing for the girls' team and you don't want to have sex with them, then you can go and be a little lesbian yourself. But if you're here, you're a fucking straight fucking man with two fucking testicles. You'll take my advice and say, "Oh fuck yeah, I'll be sexist. It doesn't matter. I'll be misogynistic, whatever the fuck that means, right? Because it's not misogynistic. It's just the reality of things. It's that women, you should treat them like they're little girls, bro. Most women are just little girls, and like they all like they have the child, like a child's mind. Like women, even adult women, all women have a child's mind. Literally, they all do. They all literally have a child's mind. Children and females, they all are so fucking similar. Like you've ever like actually like interacted with a woman, right? Even in my own household, like I'm surrounded by fucking girls because my sisters, my mom, they all act like little girls, bro. They get pissed off at weird shit. They're overly dramatic. They always want to play around and do like like little girl shit, and they're fucking like teenagers or they're fucking like 30 years old. Like it's very interesting. Now, what I mean by 30 years old is like my mom's like 30 something, right? But like understand this, bro. Women don't take them so seriously. Treat them like little girls. Now, there's a 10% of the time that you should be taking them seriously. But when you're first starting to date a girl or you want to date her or you want to like smash, just treat her like a little girl. Literally, like that's the person, that's the like type of mindset I want you to have from now on. Like don't take your shit so seriously. Like literally don't be needy, don't be like, who gives a fuck? Like just see yourself above her. And she might be like more attractive to you out of your league and all that shit, right? All that bullshit you tell yourself. But in reality, bro, she's just a little girl, right? With a big fucking ego. That's it. She's not an. You shouldn't treat her like an adult. The moment you treat her like an adult or a friend is the moment she sees you as the guy to text, not the guy who she wants to fuck. Absolutely fucking truth. I'm telling you this from my own experience. When there was this experiment I did, which um or during this time when I got my first girlfriend, which by the way she did a lot of things. We did a lot of things together, and she like fucking loved it. She loved it. Um, I was talking to two girls at the same time, right? I was being more like this playboy, whatever, and she knew I was talking to another girl. She knew. Like I told everybody, like I was like, oh, I'm talking to this, and that, and she knew. I even told them like, oh, I invited her, and this other girl came, which was like just my old female friend, and she thought she was like the girl that I had invited. She's like, oh, she's you're gonna get her or what? She was fucking jealous, I know for sure. Um, but I acted in two types of way. I acted with this girl, like the very religious type of girl, and they technically they're both religious. They're both. But I acted very religious with this girl, right? I sent her like a bunch of reels about Christianity and bullshit like that, right? And I'm not saying that Christianity is bullshit. I'm just saying that like in general, I wasn't like being this hot, fun, sexy guy. I was just being like this good boy, sending like you know Christian reels or whatever. I was being like the good boy. And with this other girl, I was acting more like a fun, hot guy. And she one time like asked me like, "Oh, how many exes do you have?" And I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you." And by the way, I didn't have any exes. She's my first ex. And she was like, "Oh, that many?" Like she literally said that. Like this is not a woman's testing you when you say these things. When she says these things, like, "Oh, how many exes do you have?" Like that type of shit. Like if a woman asks you that shit, and you have to play it cool. You can't be like, "Oh, I had loads of exes." Like you can't say that shit, or you can't be like, "Oh, I've never had any." Like in that scared way. "Oh, I've never had any." Oh, I'm not a player. When you act in that type of way, by the way, women get like they see you as a no one. By the way, you failed the fucking test. Versus when the way I answer my test, which is in a cocky, fun way. I'm like, I say like, "Oh, you don't want to know," or some shit like that, bro. Something fun. Like this is what like passing a test is like. And this experiment absolutely fucking worked. I got the girl. And by the way, she had big fucking tits and ass. I got to suck those off and I got to do so much shit with her. You would be surprised, right? That girls are like this. And she was supposed to be religious and like, oh, my parents are so strict. Like women with strict parents, bro, they're so much easier to do shit with. They really are. Even girls who are supremely religious are like this. The other girl friends on me when I was acting more like this religious good boy, which you would think that's what women want. Like women say they want like a religious good boy. They don't. They don't. You fail the fucking test. It's a test. When women like they will test you and say like shit like, oh, I want a religious good boy and all these things. They will test the fuck out of you. These women. They will. But in reality, they don't want that. They want a guy who's fucking sexy, hot, funny. They want that type of guy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you they do. Right? And when you pass this test, this shit test that they're throwing at you, like again, women don't know what they want. Don't ever listen to women about dating. Like, if you ever see these podcasts of like women talking about like these OnlyFans girls, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're literally just fucking children that just want some fucking candy. The type of candy I'm talking about is fucking dick, of course. They're still adults, right? But they're like little girls. They don't know what the fuck they want, right? You know how little girls are? They act like they'll call you a poo poo head. They will call you these shit, and then they will want some fucking ice cream after. Don't take a little girl seriously. Don't, and you will, and because you're too much of a bitch. You're not man enough to understand what I'm saying. You're not. But like, bro, women are just women. That's it. You have to have a bit of a sexist view towards women. That's another female nature, and women absolutely love this. They will say they don't. They will say, "Oh, this is oppression" or some bullshit like that. The women who say that are more desperate for fucking dick, by the way. Um, don't listen to women. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't. They're just little girls who are just not innocent, by the way. But like, don't take a woman seriously, please. That's another understanding of female nature. Like, women, like their minds are exactly like children, right? Exactly like children. They'll want to buy shit like toys, and they're fucking 30 something. Even girls your fucking age. Like, you think that you're not mature, well, of course you probably are mature. You're probably still playing video games, but these girls are literally like still they're obsessed with the color pink and shit, like, and cute shit like Snoopy. Women are like little girls, bro. They really are. And when you treat them like such, and you view yourself like as the high tier man who's above them, and he's dominant, high testosterone, and he builds a good physique, all these things, confidence, whatever. Women love you more. Women absolutely will give you their pussy, bro. I'm telling you. So which type of guy do you want to be? That's the thing that I'm gonna ask you one more time. Like, do you want to be the little spurg fucking loser video gamer addict who is obsessed over girls, but in a weird way? The guy who gets bitches is also kind of obsessed over girls, but just not in the same way as this guy. Who do you want to be? The guy who just texts one girl and one girl only because she's the most beautiful girl you've ever seen and she's the one. She's so amazing. But then 2 weeks later, she's dating another guy when she said she didn't want to date you or she wasn't ready to date. By the way, there's so many things that there's so much random shit I could tell you about girls. But whenever a girl says like, "Oh, I'm not ready to date right now," what she's really saying is she's not ready to date you, bro. She will date whoever but you. Like, she will date a man like me, but she's not gonna date you, bro. I'm telling you. Like, when women like when a woman says she's not ready to date, always add the word with you. Always. Any type of like way she like subtly rejects you, add the word with you. Always after the words with you. Sorry, the two words with you. Always. Right? Because women aren't straightforward. Like I told you, women want two types of guys: the guy that can text and the guy that can fuck. And they want to keep you as a guy who can text if they say, "I'm not ready to date." If they say any shit like this, which is complete bullshit, they're ready to date any fucking real man. You just aren't that yet, right? Now, if you follow everything I've talked about in this video, you implement some of the like like the personality and shit. Like, you act more like this playboy, fuckboy type of guy. Women love that shit. Women, even like I'm telling you, even good girls, even religious girls, will lie straight to your face and say, "Oh no, I don't want a guy with experience. I want a virgin, just like me." Again, you're listening to women. Never ever listen to women, especially on dating advice. Religious girls will say this, but then they will fuck a guy who's had experience with other girls. I'm telling you from my own experience, bro. Women will say, "Oh no, I want a guy who's just like me, a virgin," and most of these bitches have probably sucked dick before. So don't listen to them. I'm telling you this from my own experience. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, it's from my own experience. These girls will cover this shit up with religion, and especially religious girls, bro. Be careful. Be so fucking careful. Be so careful. All types of girls. Like, if she's straight up a hoe, then of course you know. Now, this is for my guys. Like, if you want to date for real, like a real girlfriend, just be careful, bro. I made the fucking mistake of fucking like not vetting a girl properly and taking her too seriously when she was talking to other guys, she was texting her ex. I took a bitch like that too damn seriously and it fucking hurts. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Never ever like this is why you need to be careful. This is why you need to test girls. This is why you need to understand female nature because they will tell you something and straight up do something else. They will. This is the thing with girls. Don't take them too seriously whenever they say something and you have a gut feeling that something's wrong. Follow your gut instinct. Don't try and like blind yourself. Okay, that's another thing. I'm telling you, don't deal with bro. Like if you're gonna get into a relationship, all the shit that I talked about in this video, take it seriously, very seriously. Everything I said, and honestly, one last thing I wanna, or a couple last things I wanna say is like most girls have at least sucked some guy's dick at the age of fucking like all girls start being sexually active, or a majority, a large majority, at age 14 to 16. Like that's when it all starts. Age 14 to 16 is when women's like puberty really like kicks in like hormones. You know, women start puberty way earlier than guys, of course, but like especially when women are ovulating, bro. If you don't know what ovulation means, it's like when a woman is ready to get pregnant, and this happens as early as like fucking like 11 years old. Like a woman can get her period and all this like shit as early as 11. There's some cases of girls getting it when they're 8, which is fucking insane, bro. And of course, when you have all the suppression of these emotions, especially in girls, and they're so feminine and chaotic, they're gonna look for a guy who's much older and they want to have sex, or a guy who's like very experienced, even at an early age, because ovulation is like the state when a woman can get pregnant. And during this stage or cycle of like their 28-day cycle, women are the most horniest, and they will only look for one type of guy and one type of girl only, like the dominant alpha male, high testosterone, who's ready to fucking fuck them. Like women will literally be more turned on by guys with like features of like strength, muscle, size, and like a thicker neck, a a better jawline, all that shit. Like women will literally be more turned on by those types of guys with like better looking shoulders, better arms, like a six pack, lean. You know, like they look dominant and strong. Like they literally, you know why athletes like literally like get more bitches than guys and like regular guys in schools because those guys are like seen as the most dominant alpha male in the fucking school. Why do you think the best girl always gets with the best guy? It's such a cliche thing, but it's because of this specific cycle when a woman is ovulating, bro. And by the way, this is when I got to with my girlfriend. Like she was literally ovulating. Like she started speaking to me a lot more when she was ovulating. Literally, I'm telling you, bro. Like whenever I got with my ex girlfriend, like bro, she was ovulating whenever we like started making out together, and before we even like I even asked her to be my girlfriend. Like she was literally making out with me, and she was like fucking turned on, and she literally like backed up, put her fucking ass on my fucking dick and started dancing on me and grinding on that shit. She was ovulating. She literally told me straightforward. She was like she would literally put my hand close to her pussy and she wanted me to touch her and everywhere. Like she was so fucking horny and wet for me. All because I did the shit that I talked about in this video. I acted like a dominant type of guy who's sexy, who's hot, who's funny, who gets loads of girls. Like I literally acted in that sort of way, and I passed the shit test. You know, I acted again cocky, funny, flirty, um, and it worked. It absolutely fucking works. Of course it does. And now you can say this is shallow. This is not the real you. It really is not the real me. I've always been like this, kind of. Like I've always been kind of like this guy who teases girls and shit like that. I've always been like that. But now that I have a better understanding of girls, this is what gets you bitches. Now, if you don't want to have girls, or you want to be like, um, you know, one of those weird guys who's like, oh, girls are this, girls are that. Let me go my own way. If you want to say that you're gay, bro, it's okay. Now, if you're a straight motherfucker and you have two fucking testicles, you will follow my advice. You will listen to what I say, and yeah, bro. Understand that this is what girls actually want. They want a guy who's dominant, who's an alpha male. I'm telling you. And you can follow my advice. You can do the shit that I say. I thought the person I don't, you do not want to be the other guy. You do not want to be like, you're miserable being the guy who she texts, who she's not really turned on by. You're really miserable. I know you are. I fucking know you are. I know you hate like your dating life right now. You're like miserable. You see the girl that you like, and she's dating some other motherfucker after she told you she didn't want to date, for a while, and it's only been 2 days after that text she said, or like your dating life is miserable, and you're gonna go against everything I said. I made the mistake of getting into a relationship. I should have honestly like kept myself single and kept talking to more girls and shit. But I've learned from my mistakes. You learn from yours, bro. And your mistake right now is that you're acting like a little good boy when women don't want good boys. Women will treat good boys like shit. They will. They just treat you as a texting buddy. Do you want to be a texting buddy, or do you want to be the guy who she wants inside of her? Because you can only be one of these two. You can't be both. Well, eventually you can be both. Like you can be the sweet, nice guy, but also like a sweet, good husband. But you can also be the guy who she wants to fuck. Which you would think that being a sweet husband means that she wants to fuck you, but oftentimes the sweet husband is a stepfather, and the guy who fucked her and made kids with her is not. You've ever seen that movie called Daddy's Home? Like the movie's like Mark uh Wahlberg and the other dude. I forgot his name. He's the guy that comes out in like the Elf movie. If you ever seen this movie, this is a perfect portrayal of like the alpha male versus the blue pill guy, like the beta male, nice. Sorry, oh fuck, nice good boy versus the alpha male. Now, I don't agree that the father should have left his children, of course, but the guy who got to fuck, the girl and like the wife and shit, who got to like fuck her. Like he was a very adventurous, high testosterone type of guy. He was like I think his dad was in the military, or he was in the military. I don't fucking know. But he was jacked. He was, of course, Mark Wahlberg, bro. Like he was like he looks like a fucking like sculpted by the Greek gods, right? He's like good physique, all these things. He's adventurous. He's high testosterone. He's very novelty seeking, and he leaves his children. Like he impregnates this woman, leaves the children. Of course, I don't agree with you leaving. Like if you're gonna be a father, bro, be a fucking father. Be a fucking man. But like this is a perfect portrayal of the difference between the two different types of guys that we're talking about here. The alpha male, he just does whatever the fuck he wants, right? He left his family, right? Versus the blue pill guy, which is the guy who gets the leftovers of this guy. Imagine this. The alpha male is like the guy, the big fucking lion who just takes all of the fucking food for himself. And whatever crumbs are left, he'll leave it for the other fucking like beta male lions, right? And he's the alpha male and dominant. It's pretty much in this case, the alpha male impregnates a woman, he leaves, and the little blue pill nice guy, he wants to commit a committed relationship. He will often, more than not, and this will be you in the future if you keep following the path you're going down. He will get with a woman who's already had experience, like wild sex with this other guy, right? Um, he'll get with this girl, right? And she has children. He'll be a stepfather. The children don't fucking like him, honestly. The woman is just like he just has him there for money, right? Because she needs to provide for her children, and also just for just to have a partner. But they won't have sex. They won't do any of these things. And bro's a beta male, and eventually the father comes back in the movie, right? And he wants to take over. He wants to be a father again or whatever. And then the like there's this scene, specific scene I remember where they like go check like his testicles, like the guy, like the beta male, because his testicles don't fucking work apparently. And no surprise, of course, because he's a fucking bitch. But they literally check, and then there's this moment where they both like pull down their pants or whatever. They don't show the dick, right? But Mark Wahlberg, like doctor, like tells him, oh yeah, they're like examining his shit or whatever. It's weird. And then the wife literally like gulps and like looks at that shit, and she's like, goop. Like she's still turned on by the guy who left her. Now, in reality, this is still a movie, right? So they obviously show that the blue pill, the beta male, right? He wins the children over or whatever, and they team up, the alpha male and him team up. That's not how shit works, bro. In reality, they live happily ever after, supposedly, right? But in reality, what would have happened is that that guy would have came back, fucked the wife again, even though she's married to this new guy. This was a beta male. He would have left her with another child, and he would have left again. That's the reality of things. Who do you want to be? Now, I'm not saying to be a fucking like less of a man and leave your children. Of course not. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy? Like the concept I'm trying to get here is: do you want to be the guy who the woman absolutely wants to just fuck, suck, and play chess with and play Fortnite? Or do you want to be the guy who just is there as a substitute for this guy, but she honestly the woman still craves the guy who's an alpha male, dominant, all these things? Or do you want to be the guy who's a beta male, who she just has there for money and providing, and that's it, like nothing else, no sex, like she's not really turned on by this guy. Who do you want to be? The beta male, the who she doesn't fucking like. She's just has to like tolerate him so she can get money for her offspring and resources? Or do you want to be the guy who she just generally just wants to fuck? Now, in the future, you can be both. Of course, you still have to present yourself first as the alpha male because women will only want to fuck and suck and date these types of guys, and these other guys are just like the beta males, the guys who are losers and shit like that. Even guys who are like really successful and have a lot of money will be in this category because they don't understand female nature. Females, again, like everything I told you in this video, bro. Females are very brutal and they will pick and choose the best guy they can find, the most high testosterone alpha male dominant type of guy. Who do you want to be? It's a serious question. Who do you want to be, bro? And by the way, I teach you how to be more like the alpha male type of guy because we've all been in this position, being the texting buddy, being this type of guy who's like really nice to her and obsesses over her hobbies. But this spot is honestly miserable. Like women will not reply fast. They will be weirdly, extremely rude to you. They're just fucking assholes. They're cold and they just keep you again for attention and validation and an extra notification. Or do you want to be the other guy? Honestly, I would never choose this part again. Being a fucking beta blue pill type of guy who's just obsessed over the girl and just wants to get married and thinks that she's the only one and pedestalizes her. You don't want to be that guy. Women despise this type of guy and they will only use him, and that's it. They will literally just use you if you're this guy. I'd much rather be the alpha male who women want to be impregnated by. And the way to actually like improve yourself and start being that type of guy that is like this. Number one thing, improve your physique, become more attractive, do all those things, but also implement the shit that I talked about in this video. Talk to girls very often, talk to multiple girls, don't talk to just one. Talking to one girl is not fun. It's boring. Talk to multiple girls. It's so much more fun when you talk to multiple girls. And trust me, it is. Talk to multiple girls. Do these things. Act like the playboy. Act like the fuck boy. All these things. Women absolutely love that shit. I would act like I was like, if I could tell you a specific story. There was this one time I was in this track meet. Because I'm a track athlete. I do like the 100-meter sprint or whatever. And I was with my now ex girlfriend, right? And we were just laying down. I was waiting for like my next race to come up and shit like that. Um, and my next heats or whatever. And she literally was like, uh, "Oh, I imagine you being like the type of guy who gets multiple wives." And I was like, "Really? Yeah, me too." And she like agreed with me. She didn't give a fuck, even though I said that. Like you would have thought that a woman would end your relationship right then and there, but she literally saw me as the type of guy who could have multiple wives, and she wouldn't give a fuck. Like literally, she wouldn't care. She wouldn't. When a woman sees you that way, even when you're in a relationship, beautiful. Woman, like the woman will stay. When she sees you as the type of guy who can get more bitches if you wanted to, but you just choose not to, for the sake of like keeping a relationship with her, bro, that's a beautiful relationship right there. That shows that you are in power. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. This shit looks sus, bro. That's pretty much it for this video, bro. No, but yeah, understand that this is how females really are, bro. And if I destroyed any like beta male fantasies that you had, it's okay. This is the reality of biology, the reality of women. Women are really ruthless and brutal towards guys who are like this beta male, low tier type of guy who just doesn't have self respect for himself. But women absolutely love the guy who's self respected, does whatever the fuck he wants. He's a fucking alpha male, dominant, high testosterone. Women absolutely love that type of guy. And no, not the type of guy who just has millions of dollars and that's it, but he has the whole package. He has a massive, like, metaphorical and physical cock, and he's also like, muscular, jacked, all those things. Women absolutely love that type of guy. Women will say they don't want that type of guy who's a player, fuck boy, whatever, but they in reality do. Don't ever listen to a woman's words, look at her actions. That's another thing about female nature. Last thing I'm going to leave you with. And yeah, check out the course that I made to help you get a better dating life and all those things. Check that out. Other than that, bro, peace out. My name is Ricky Cervantes. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. Other than that, bro, peace out again.